Backseat Drivers time.
Good evening and welcome to Backseat Drivers number 14 for 2024. Big shout out to Rob for doing the background this week. That's supposed to be a broken rib, I think, and Oscar Piastri with news coming out this week that he went on to win the Hungarian Grand Prix with a broken rib, apparently. Some Mark Webber vibes definitely there. I have got no co-hosts tonight, so it's going to be a very short, sharp one. Hi, E-Scooter. Everyone is me tonight. Matthew has broken internet. Buffy is off having a birthday, and Rob's sleeping once again. So it's just me for tonight. So there's probably the news-wise been pretty quiet this week. There hasn't been a hell of a lot going on. Probably the big thing I wanted to talk about, which I never get to do with Matt around because he just wants to talk Formula One. And sometimes I'd like to talk IndyCar because that's a lot of the time that's my favourite type of racing. And welcome to have more guests on any time, definitely. So David Malukas has been confirmed with AJ Foyt Racing for next year. That was a bit of left of field. That's obviously because they've got the tie-in there with all the Penske knowledge, and there we go. If you want to ask some questions, here is the time. So I'm definitely going to keep this one short and sharp because I did this once by myself, and it destroyed my voice for a couple of weeks. So so we got David Malukas at AJ Foyt with the Penske tie-up there. So that was a little bit of a surprise, that one. It obviously makes sense with Penske tie-up, and Will Power is not getting any younger. So I think David there is trying to negotiate himself into a Penske seat in a few years. This was down the path of negotiations a little bit before the whole MSR deal came up, and then obviously MSR is they will be moving from an Andretti alliance to a Ganassi alliance next year, which it looks like with the charter system coming in and people essentially only going to be running 3 cars, the Ganassi will be downsizing from 5 cars to 3 cars next year, and they've got a heap of engineers that need to go somewhere, which will end up with MSR and taking all of the Ganassi secrets there. So that will be a very, very good car. Obviously, Alexander Rossi is probably the most wanted man at the moment now that Malukas is tied up. So Rossi and Malukas were probably the 2 best free agents out there. And now that Malukas is tied up, that leaves a clear way for Rossi to, I suppose, take that MSR seat, which is very good. Unless there is, there's been a bit of chatter about Alex Palou on Audi's radar for the Formula One program. So if Alex Palou ends up moving, then obviously Ganassi are going to need to backfill that role. And so someone like Alex Rossi jumping in there is definitely someone who could backfill that role pretty easily. And a lot of people are going to question this move. It would probably be Kiffin Simpson in the 3rd Ganassi car, rather than Marcus Armstrong or Linus Lundqvist, that are, I suppose, the 3rd and 4th drivers with the team. The big thing with Kiffin Simpson being the 5th driver in the team. It's a long way down that pecking order there. But Kiffin's family has boatloads of money. I'm not sure if they're quite Stroll rich, but they're if Formula One and IndyCar budgets, they're definitely, if you took a percentage of their richness, I'd say that family would be the equivalent of Stroll rich if you prorated it to the kind of budget that you need to run an IndyCar compared to a Formula One team. So Kiffin will be staying at Ganassi because they're pumping a lot of money into Ganassi to run that the fifth car, and next year looks like it will be the third car. So I think that kind of covers off all the news. Do we have any questions that you'd like me to cover off? Obviously, hopefully next week will be normal programming with Matt doing a lot of talking and asking a lot of questions. But everyone needs to wish Boovy a happy birthday too, because it is his birthday today. So Anyway, I'm definitely keeping this one short and sharp. And if we don't have a question very soon, I'll jump off and leave it at that for now, because I did a lot of damage the last time we did this by myself, and I kind of do need my voice for work. So here we go. I'm not surprised with him being a Mark Webber protege, and that's the kind of thing that Webber would have done, and I'm not really surprised. It was probably, from what I heard, it's a very small crack in the rib. It wasn't too bad. And if we go back, I mean, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen. He had a busted shoulder and a few broken ribs in that, and he went on and dominated very bad qualifying turned into a very good race result there at Sandown a few years ago. So he went from looking like he was going to have to sit out the round to actually winning the bloody thing. So, I think once you're strapped in the car and you've had some localized kind of painkiller on there, I don't think it's too bad on the ribs in a Formula One car. It's probably worse if you were, say, in a go-kart, because you get bounced around a lot more, whereas because you're strapped in so well to the Formula One car, I don't think it's that bad. Having said that, I mean, I did a very similar injury to my shoulder as what Shane did, pretty much at the same time. I think we were about a week apart. We destroyed our shoulders. And, I mean, he was racing a race car a couple of weeks later. I was still going to work and everything. I was driving one-handed because, the shoulder wasn't great for a long time. So, and yes, the adrenaline at the time definitely helps. I can assess when I destroyed my shoulder, I was on my push bike as well, and I was 18 kilometers from home when it happened. And I kind of, because I smashed if anyone knows about bikes and that, I smashed the rear derailleur on the bike when I tumbled over. I then jammed it in a gear that was low enough to still make it up the hills. And just pedaled home. The 18K took me a lot longer than what it should have because it was very slow going, being stuck in, I think it was second or third gear all the way back. But it's amazing what adrenaline does. And when I got home and stopped, all of a sudden I was in a considerable amount of pain. So that covers off everything. We have got IndyCar racing back this weekend, and Supercars. Formula One is still taking another week off. Those lazy bastards. So I try my best to inspire. I don't have many good stories, but I do try my best. Anyway, until next week when we have some proper hosts on here. As I said, definitely keeping it short and sharp. We'll catch you later and enjoy some. At least we have some racing this weekend. So until next time, I'll see you later.